Hey, Foster here. You know, the other day I was driving down the road, and I live in a town where there's a lot of senior citizens. Maybe I'm one of them too. I don't know. I'm getting there, but not yet. So I'm driving. I'm on my way to work, and this car pulls in front of me, and they go about 20 miles slower than the speed limit. So I start riding their butt, and then I slow down, and then I just try to take a deep breath and be patient, because I know that the lane's going to open up and there's going to be 2 lanes coming up. And then I say to myself, I guarantee that when I look over at that person in the car, that they're 150 years old. And you're right. I drove by. The poor old guy was leaned over there and you could barely see. And my heart broke. And I said, that's your father, that's your brother, that's your uncle. That could be your mother, that could be anybody. So it reminded me the importance of compassion and why we need to practice compassion all the time. There's an old Zen expression saying, if you want to have a happy life, practice compassion. If you want to be happy for others, practice compassion. I think it goes, you want to be happy for self, practice compassion. You want to be happy for others, practice compassion. The bottom line, the key, is that when we're compassionate, when we walk in the shoes of our brothers and sisters, it helps us see the big picture and realize why some folks behave the way they do. Hey, I'm a guy that motivates people all the time. I manage lots of people. I help change people's lives for the better. Even in my full-time job, I help to influence and shape minds all the time. So I do a lot of pushing my will, my philosophies, what I think is the right way to do things on other people. But it doesn't always work, because sometimes you got to walk in their shoes and get into their heads and try to understand how they look at things and how they think. Practicing compassion. And it doesn't always, showing that empathy, that feelings for other people. Now, sometimes you have to have a compromise, because even though my way is the best way, at times, I'm not saying all the time, and the person you're dealing with can't see that, I still have to find a way to shape that thought, to shape that motivation, so that it can come home to them. Sometimes it doesn't, and we have to start again. But that's just one way of practicing compassion. How do you practice compassion every day, or do you? I often talk about I can't walk by someone with a sign begging for money without throwing them some money. And I know a lot of people say they're just scamming you. They're probably got thousands of dollars hidden away. And I'm like, well, if they do, whatever. But I do believe that most of these folks are down on their luck. You could tell that they don't have homes, and that even if you give them a quarter, that's a quarter they didn't have 5 seconds ago. My heart goes out to them. Walk in their shoes. Think about that. What if that was you? What if your whole life turned on a dime and you had nothing? Practice compassion. Practice compassion every day, and it will not only change the lives of everyone you encounter, but it will change your life. If you want to have a better life, practice compassion. If you want others to have a better life, practice compassion. Think about that. Peace.